The asteroid was gone. The T-Rex was dead. The world was empty. The mammals were survivors, but they were still small, timid creatures living in the shadows.
But nature was a vacuum.
They were the direct descendants of the dinosaurs, and they wanted their planet back.
The birds had returned.
This is the story of the avian empire. This is the Earth journey. 50 million years ago, the Earth was a hot, tropical greenhouse.
In these jungles, a giant stalked, Gastornis, a 6-foot-tall, flightless fortress.
For decades, scientists thought it was a gentle herbivore. But look at that beak. New evidence suggests it was built for shearing meat and crushing bone. It hunted the ancestors of the horse. It was the top predator of its time. For a brief time, it seemed the age of mammals would be strangled in its crib. But Gastornis was just a prototype. It eventually vanished as the climate cooled. However, down in South America, evolution was conducting a much darker experiment. South America was an island continent, isolated from the rest of the world for millions of years. In this isolation, without competition from big cats or wolves, the birds went crazy. Meet the phorusrhacids, the true terror birds. They were the apex predators of an entire continent for 60 million years. The largest of them was Kelenken, a monster with a skull nearly 3 feet long.
Its head was larger than a horse's. It had the largest beak of any bird in history.
And it was fast. It could run at 40 miles per hour, faster than an ostrich.
The prey here was strange. Giant sloths and armored glyptodonts.
The mammals here had never seen a saber-toothed cat. They evolved to run from birds. The terror bird did not use claws to kill like a raptor. It used its head. It used a hatchet strike, driving the sharp tip of its beak vertically into the prey's skull. One strike, instant death, precision brutality. Then there was Titanis, a tank of a bird, heavily built and powerful. It evolved thick, powerful arms. It could grapple with its prey. For tens of millions of years, they were the undisputed kings, the T-Rexes of the Cenozoic. But they had a weakness, a fatal flaw inherited from their dinosaur ancestors. They laid eggs, and eggs are vulnerable. They had to defend a nest on the ground. A mother bird could never leave her young. This vulnerability would eventually cost them everything.
While the birds ruled the south, something else was happening in the north.
In North America, the mammals had taken the crown.
Powerful predators like the saber-toothed cat and the dire wolf had evolved. They were intelligent pack hunters who gave live birth to their young. Then, 3 million years ago,
Geology changed history again. The Isthmus of Panama rose.
A bridge was formed. North and South America were connected for the first time.
This triggered the Great American Interchange, a clash of continents. Canis was one of the few southern predators to invade the north. It marched into Texas. It was the ultimate battle. The champion of the dinosaurs versus the champion of the mammals.
The cat versus the bird. Fur versus feathers.
The bird had reach and a killer kick. It was a formidable fight. But the war wasn't decided by the adults fighting in the open. It was decided in the nursery. Mammals were expert egg thieves.
While the giant birds were out hunting, the smart, scent-driven mammals found their eggs.
Mammals carried their babies inside them. They were mobile. They were safe. Generation by generation, the terror birds lost the war of attrition.
The climate was also changing. The ice ages were coming.
The world was getting colder and drier. The birds struggled to adapt.
Titanus managed to survive in Texas for a while, but its time was running out. The mammals had proven their dominance. Their intelligence and reproductive strategy won the day.
With the passing of the terror birds, the last echo of the dinosaur empire faded away. The age of avian rule was finally over. The stage was now fully set for the age of mammals. Giants of fur and tusk now ruled the cooling planet. And in the background, a new kind of predator was rising. But wait! While the land battle was decided, the ocean was breeding a new nightmare.
The whales we saw in the last episode had grown huge.
They were the masters of the deep. But they were not alone. Something was hunting them. Something with teeth the size of a human hand.
A shark. But not just any shark.
A shark the size of a bus. A prehistoric killing machine. The megalodon. The monster shark. The terror birds remind us that dominance is never guaranteed. Today, their cousins, the ostriches, are humble runners. But we must never forget the time when they ate horses. From the forests of the Eocene to the plains of South America. They were a terrifying experiment in evolution. The Earth's geology sealed their fate.
And the biology of mammals secured the victory.
The crown had passed.
The Earth journey is a story of constant turnover.
And the next chapter takes us into the abyss.
Where the greatest predator of all time was waiting.
And then imagine a great white shark.
Now multiply it by 3.
Jaws big enough to swallow 2 people standing up. The story of the megalodon. And its war with the whales.
That is where we go next.
The terror birds were a nightmare. Nature's second try at dinosaurs. Time of violence. When continents collided. A war of evolution. A war evolution. And a silence.
Now, they are just bones in a museum.
But their spirit lives on in every bird of prey. A reminder of what once was.
The land is settled. But the deep ocean holds secrets. Secrets with teeth. Prepare for the deep.
Prepare for the monster.
Even the giants were afraid.
The ultimate eating machine.
The Earth journey continues.
Into the blue.
Don't miss the next episode. It is going to be brutal. It is going to be epic.
We are traveling through time, one era at a time.
We have covered billions of years.
But we are getting closer to the present.
Closer to us.
Join us on the journey. Help us tell the story of Earth by clicking subscribe. Your support keeps this series alive.
Click here to subscribe now.